There we go. Hello, and welcome back to Ravenloft. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
We're in danger.
I mean, not yet. So hey, it's spooky month once again. And we're starting a little bit late on kind of IRL stuff happening and technical issues on particular today's session. But we're here. Most of us are queer, and it's
Get used to it.
yeah, and it's time to get spoopy or spooky.
The romance Strahd.
Oh God, no, absolutely not.
No.
I specifically made
incel.
this man the worst version of him.
Gotcha.
there's
Incel extreme.
yeah, incel supreme. Yeah, I don't know if that counts as a bad word that I'll have to cancel out, but I don't care. It's not like I monetize this video anyway. So
You gotta use bad words for bad people.
yeah, just music a little bit. But anyway, it's been a whole year since we've played this, so naturally, we're a little bit need a bit of a shake off the rust. Reed will be joining us again this year. He is just running a little bit late. Hopefully he'll jump in today's session. If not, he should be in next session. But we'll see what happens. Regardless, on to the recap. What's the right word?
Intrepid.
Intrepid, yes, thank you. Heroes, adventurers, so and so, have just recently dealt with the escapades that is Wallachia. After a series of unfortunate events, the results are here. Wallachia is now under a new council. No major, with the Burgermeister still alive, against one of our players' perhaps best attempt. By sheer luck, he managed to survive. The Watcher family is still technically alive. After all of that, what happened last week or last session, and you managed to rehollow the grounds around the village, keeping Strahd at bay, if not just a little bit more than usual. You managed to get Isaac, the former bodyguard of the Burgermeister, to maybe chill out a little bit after making him lose his shit. I do believe it was Mustard Seed. Parade had disguised himself as Irina to get kidnapped by Isaac, and then proceed to get disappeared while framing the Watchers about the disappearance, which kind of set him off. And amidst all that,
Isn't Irina really got kidnapped at?
yeah, shit went down at the Watcher house to the point where it was basically pandemonium throughout the entire village. This Festival of the Sun was, well, actually, it was never it was the celebration of earlier. So I guess technically never got to the Festival of the Sun. So that's interesting. I just realized that. Sorry about that.
We had a celebration of sorts. That's when Irina got nabbed and we couldn't find her.
Yeah.
That was more of like
That's because we were saviors, because we stopped a bunch of vampires
Exactly, yeah.
that were hiding out in a coffin house.
Yeah. Anyway, throughout the chaos, you managed to steal the Burgermeister's son's spellbook, trample him.
Hey.
A tiger was let loose and started hunting down some of the Vistani residents in this area. there was a jailbreak and basically a revolt against the Burgermeister, while he was being assassinated.
Yeah.
Also, the father of this area, the cleric, whatever his name is, managed to re-sanctify the village.
Father Costello, yeah.
Yeah, Father Costello. Just in time. While you guys were kind of going over to the Watcher House and basically sieging the house to find Irina, old Strahd decided to pay you guys a visit and place his dick on the table once again, as he quite literally, I think almost TPK'd you guys.
I
mean, two of you
I
were.
don't think we got that.
Three of you were asleep. One of you was like on death's door, and it weren't for waiting out like the hollow spell. Shit probably would have gone bad. But luckily,
Yeah.
I think I did like make sure Bernie stayed up.
Yeah, you woke me up just before you talked to Strahd, and then as the conversation went south, I cast Protection of Good and Evil on your foot.
On my foot.
And then it burned him a little bit long enough to get the spell off.
Yep. After which, he was expelled from the village because of the hallowed spell, forcing him to retreat. After which,
Don't forget Dr. Peepers.
Yep. After looting Lady Watcher's house, while she was, still watching you guys, Dr. Pepper, you managed to convince the major figureheads of this village to put aside some petty squabbles and put the people first. Reorganizing, essentially reprioritizing what it means to run this place. Also during the process, Byrne, you managed to place a curse on the Burgermeister's son, making him mute indefinitely.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
Also, Dr. Pepper is now the trademark drink of this entire village. All the water supply is now. All the water supply is currently being replaced by the formula.
And we're like, this seems like an overcorrection.
It's not overcorrecting into healing.
It's like Death Stranding, where they only drink Monster.
I've not played that game.
I love Death Stranding, but I ain't drinking fucking Monster.
Yeah, the healing comes in the form of diabetes for a lot of people now. Regardless.
Side effects may include.
Yeah. With that in mind, a lot of you took some time to regather your stuff, prep for your next travel, and agreeing and setting out towards the west. So, just to reiterate, here are your current side missions. 1, you have agreed to help the owners of the Blue Water Inn, effectively, heading down to their family's vineyard to check up on what the hell is happening. They've gone dark, and as a result, there's no more wine. Which is really bad, because... Erwin needed you guys to go check out, and he promised a reward if you managed to, at the very least, get back word and maybe fix what's happening.
Yeah.
Second of all, Irina's main prerogative right now is to head to the west to hopefully find safe haven from Strahd, or potentially she's heard word of a vampire hunter somewhere within Kretz. And that's...
Van Richten, I believe his name is?
Yes. Or at least that's what the rumors...
We don't know that for sure yet.
That's what the rumors are saying. There's no solid evidence because she's basically lived in Strahd's shadow for a while, and only recently has she even heard word of such a man existing.
Yeah, we gotta set up a newspaper line.
Well, now we have another bodyguard for her, whether she wants it or not.
Yeah, Isaac just kind of imposed himself onto the party. He's like, yeah, no, I'm coming, whether you like it or not.
I mean, he was also kind of wanted in this town now.
Yeah.
He is now, yeah.
I mean, wanted is a strong word. More like, the people are politely asking him to get the fuck out. Because they can't really
But he's
force it.
unwanted.
Yeah.
He's been banished.
Yeah. It's less of you are not welcome here, more like could you leave? Just go.
Just fucking leave. We don't want you here. Please go. Get out.
Oh my god.
Get out. But
What the
anyway.
hell is happening?
Anyway,
We're
the
having fun.
literal last scene that we did was you guys riding off into the into the mist, heading out
mist.
west, with Isaac coming to the realization that Irina is actually his long lost sister.
We pointed it out, all their similarities, including their skin and hair color and their backstories that kind of mesh together.
Yeah.
There is so much goddamn lore.
We now cut an hour forward as he's just still going.
I don't think he'll ever get hard again.
Mustard Seed will silently ponder to himself whether or not he should have fucked with his mind even further by putting a little bit of moves. Only just for the realization later.
Oh god, that would be so much worse.
Worse, yeah. Does he like distance himself from Irene after this realization, or?
I mean, he's kind of like up on the wall, just kind of staring at the ground or the floor of the wagon. Irina, she's also caught
Oh yeah, we
word-
have a wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Irina, she's also caught word of it, and she's just as awkward about it. But after like the first 10 minutes, she's more annoyed that Isaac won't shut the hell up.
Hmm.
And Periwinkle,
Isaac's the one that said,
yeah, Periwinkle,
Oh.
he's confused, but he's glad that Isaac is uncomfortable and well, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. I put him on my list.
hmm.
All right.
He seems rather traumatized.
That's the
bit.
voice.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to help in this situation. Dr.
By all
Pepper.
means, Doctor.
Dr. Pepper's hops on over. Hello there, Mr. Stranzi. You seem a little perturbed there.
He continues on with the deadpan look at the ground.
Oh, no worries. Trauma can be a hard thing to deal with, but we have remedies for that in science. And he summons... Can I summon, like, any sort of animal?
It's a familiar, so it can be any animal that a familiar can be. Which,
Can it be a cat?
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright
A
then.
swarm
alright.
of bees.
3 bees.
He
No.
summons a Sphinx cat.
Go on, please.
Yeah, I summon 3 Sphinx cats, and I place them one on his lap, one on his left, one on his right, on the fence that he's sitting on. Pet that cat.
Pet that pussy.
Squish that cat. No.
Jeez, like 2 people. Everyone just.
He's still a little comatose, but you slowly just kind of grab his hand. He's like, okay, just put it right here. And and you just like the cats. They look at you and then look at him, and they're like, okay, we can take a hint. They try to get into position. Very much a pet me kind of situation.
Meow.
Roll
Meow.
let's roll charisma to see if you can get him out.
Let's see, charisma. Oh, right, that's the. Wait,
big
no.
numbers,
Yep,
yeah.
there it is.
10.
Okay, that's
Middle.
average.
He does eventually shut up, at the very least.
Okay.
There you go.
Still that vacant stare on his face. He's
So
actively.
now he's catatonic.
Oh my god.
Didn't catch it. He's catatonic.
No. There. We have a cart, right?
Yeah, we're on a
you're
cart.
all in.
And
You're
we're-
basically
alright.
all in the wagon at this point.
All right, I got him to the wagon. There. Just keep petting the pussy, and we'll all be okay. It'll be all right.
Just
Sit.
palm that pussy.
Yeah, just like sit him in the car and put 3 cats on him. All right, let's get smoozing on going then.
All
Where
right.
are we going, actually?
We're going to a farm first to investigate, like we promised, and then hopefully further west to Kresk, where hopefully some amount of protection lies. But I wouldn't be too sure.
Yeah, safety is not really secure in these parts. But, well, there's a vampire hunter, an expert in these matters we can deal with, right?
Hopefully.
Alright, well, we'll just keep a lookout on that front.
At the very least, that's what the rumors have said. I don't know if this was my voice last year. I'm just gonna keep going with it. Irina says.
I mean, close enough.
It's been a year. Get off my
rumors
dick.
are... Okay.
No.
But, like, the normal hypothesis we gotta test out if we want to make a theory. So, yeah. Be
While
hopeful.
while this is going on, I'm using my primeval awareness. My eyes glow the same neon pink as they usually do when this happens, and I basically have a lookout to see if there's like any undead in the area or whatever that'll ambush us.
Alright, does it give you exact numbers and direction?
Let me see here. It is. It doesn't reveal their location or number. It just tells me if there's any within 6 miles, because this is my favorite terrain.
Okay. 6 miles, that's a big one. Let's see. Let me look at the
You
actual.
want to detect if there's undead around you in Ravenloft.
Well, you know, things trying to find us.
we just glance over and see Strahd behind a tree, like. We see you! Ah, damn it!
Alright, so I do believe 1 mile outside of Velaki. Velaki itself is 1 mile, so that means, I mean, yeah, 6 miles. You basically can. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of undead that you can sense. Right.
I'll just go ahead and just keep track, just keep alert, because I'm trying to find where. Oh yeah, because I am a ranger, we move faster during our travel.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Just for reiteration, 6 miles would probably be let's see, 1, 2, probably all the way like out to here, if you guys can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like you. Yeah, that's. Yeah, Barovia is actually a lot smaller than we all thought. So.
Well, it's a
Well-
European. It's a European country. They're a lot smaller than the U.S.
Exactly.
All right. Regardless, yeah, you sense a lot of fucking undead. If more than you can count, but it's hard to say whether or not they are specifically like targeting you guys. I will give you advantage on
Yeah.
keeping a perception check out though. So, look this up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It says that we can go at a stealthy. We can move stealthily at a normal pace.
Okay.
Tiptoe.
Location or numbers. Are you just sentencing for undead, or does it let you pick other types?
I think it specifically says. Hold on one second. I can sense undead as well as apparitions, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, and fiends.
Okay.
Like all of them, I think.
Pretty much all of them.
Okay. You sense a fiend, or fiends. There's also fae.
I look over to Chem
Yeah.
to see if that's the one or if there's like more.
What kind of wagon is this? Is this like one of those traveling carriages, or is it just like a wagon with stuff in the back?
It's one of the
Like
traveling
they put
ones.
hay in.
Okay.
Oh.
I'd imagine if it was like a traveling carriage, them just chilling out on the roof, like in the luggage rack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's also a bunch of inventory in the wagon. It's actually a little bit cramped.
Yeah.
Because as a reminder, you also have some other NPCs with you.
We have
Mhm.
Periwinkle, who is a strong boy. And we have the twins?
Yes.
The marionette twins, yeah.
Yes. Freck and Myrtle.
Fair
They are actually, as a reminder, they are not actually children. They are a different type of race that I've put, also courtesy of Grim Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Find their name. What they're called Wetzelkind. They're basically porcelain dolls given life. They look like children and they stay like children. They're constructs. They're fate, also kind
If
of
it's German, it's actually Wetzelkind.
Wetzelkind.
Yes.
Kind.
Yeah.
Oh, the two children.
Yeah,
Yep.
They're still
That-
with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
they were hiding. They were hiding at the church.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow. We really are just carrying those guys along.
I mean,
They have
they are small children, quote unquote. They're not going to be left abandoned. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
we'll we'll shack up with you guys. We'll help where we can. I mean, we're two adorable little children. We can convince a lot of people to help.
And Beloved wouldn't let them be by themselves
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah, either way, I'm keeping a watch out.
Yeah. You also have Beldrith, Periwimple's uncle, who is the merchant. And then you have your newest compatriot, Henrik, a coffin maker, who you decided that was a good idea to keep him with you.
I forgot about him, honestly.
Woof.
Yeah, he was gonna be run out of town anyway, because, you know, he was harboring vampires. I mean, granted,
Oh, yeah.
it was very much against his will, but at the same time, it was very much like, eh.
They're suspicious.
It's kind of one of those, like, they made me do it, but it doesn't kind of excuse shit.
Yeah, you convinced that having a carpenter
Eh.
with you guys is probably a good idea. Regardless,
Nothing
Yeah.
else he can make
Something
steaks
like
for.
that.
yeah,
He can make steaks for us.
exactly. Alright, so currently,
I am getting rather hungry.
yeah. Currently, Beldrith, since he's the one who owns the wagon, he's the one driving. Freck and Myrtle, they're in the back, just kind of doing kid shit. Henrik is currently just whittling in the back as well. And then you have Isaac, Periwimple, and Irina just kind of sitting in this very awkward triangle.
Hmm.
So, how long have you all been stuck in this foggy neck of the woods?
Our entire lives.
Oh. Would you like to know what it's like outside?
Irina will actually perk up and say, I actually wouldn't mind.
Oh,
What's it like outside?
well, if I may, Doctor.
Oh, please go.
Well, where I'm from, it's a lot less misty for sure, but I lived in a coastal area, believe it or not, where the sun was shining all the time, fresh air from the ocean. Is there even an ocean around here?
Not that we're aware of. We're landlocked.
Ah, but, sunny days, warm nights, a fun time all around, except, well, my family wasn't the most supportive. But I made do. And eventually I moved after a series of circumstances to a more wooded area. And it was a different change of pace. A lot more like this, with a more, I would say, secretive life, but more trees, more this kind of mountainy air. But overall, just doesn't feel hopeless, if that makes sense.
Well, sure.
I can
Wait, what do you
understand.
mean your parents didn't support you?
My parents, we were dwindling nobility, and they were desperate to keep any sort of title for themselves.
Ah,
So I was raised more or less to be married off.
oh, financial strains. Oh, very understandable. Very understandable.
And societal. In
Oh.
fact, when I got this, as he points to his eye patch, they were more concerned with how with my looks and how it would make it more difficult for me to get married, rather than their own child losing his eye.
Oh, well, I mean, no, it gives you a tough guy appearance, very stern. If anything, I'm sure a lovely lady would find that appealing.
Well, they were sort of right. I did get an offer, suddenly, out of the blue, to actually a woman of elven nobility. And we'll tell that story later. Someone else go, please.
Oh, we're making this a campfire story.
Exchange.
Yes, something like that. By all
Sorry.
means, if anyone wishes to go next.
Well, yeah, gotta pass the time somehow. Well, most of my life consisted of going throughout the valleys and hills and visiting nice little townships like this, but a lot more orange was in the sky. People broken bones and sweltering fevers. But I do remember like a nice smell to everything. not that mildew isn't lovely, of course, but more minty wheat. You guys have wheat, right?
Yes.
I know of wheat.
Yeah. A lot of non-vampire existence. A lot of variety of danger, sure, but civilization like you have here built up denser, lot thicker populaces and variety of goods and services, stable living. Real good. A lot of communities and education systems and peers to organize with and disagree with a lot. I think, oh, those means are unorthodox or primitive or unconventional. You could kill somebody with that, Doctor. But science is magic and its own art.
I actually, when I was very little, I thought about becoming a teacher myself.
Oh, really? General or any specific field?
Well, elementary, basics studies. You'd be surprised the
Aw.
number of people that don't really bother to teach their own children how to read.
Oh.
Now I'm picturing Irina just as like a Gibson girl, as like that teacher from Over the Garden Wall. It's a cute look.
That is a cute look, yeah. Really? I had turned over to the two, I don't want to say dummy kids, but porcelain?
Yeah.
Dolls.
The doll kids. Yeah, let's go with that. You kids know how to read, don't you?
I mean, we're like 50 years old. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. All right. Good you got your education. Pat, pat, pat.
But do you know how to read other languages?
Well, it's not like we really need to learn other stuff besides common.
I just look at them with a look like, do it! Like, we're trying to make her happy.
Sure. We could learn a few things if you're willing to teach us. What languages do other besides common do you know, Irina? Oh, well, in my father's study, I did peruse a little bit in Elvish.
I know that.
And I learned a little bit of Celestial when I was reading some of the scriptures. That the old library used to have. The church kind of had to covet most of them, but I managed to sneak in a little bit.
Oh, Celestial. There's often a few readings I've been wanting to peruse, but don't have the eyes for it.
What does that mean?
Oh, there's some teachings and art forms of certain nature that would be nice to have access to if one could read it. I mean, Celestials, certain sciences of their own that I would like to not be limited against.
Mm-hmm. I understand. And what about you, Mustard Seed? You're from a whole other plane entirely, aren't you?
Well, used to be, rather. It is true, yes, I originate from the Feywild, but I personally would like it if you do not associate me with the Feywilds from here on out.
Fair enough. I don't really associate with my family anymore either.
I never really had a family, so to speak. The wild part of the Feywilds, everybody there is both family and predator/prey, depending on what neck of the woods you're at.
Sounds rather complicated, but familiar in a way.
Wait, do you hunt your family?
Well, there are regular beasts in the Feywilds. It's just some of those beasts can talk, and some of them are 3,000 years old.
And also talk?
And also talk, of course.
Okay,
But not
sounds
all
good.
of them.
Oh.
I once read about the Feywilds. It seemed like such a whimsical place. In the way you describe it, it seems perhaps they may have been seen
The
through.
worst place in the world.
Yes. I suppose one can only experience the world for their own eyes.
Tell me, I've heard some humans talk about this. Have you heard...
And he sort of like holds his hands out with quotation fingers.
fairy tales?
Yeah, I suppose that's a quite common phrase here. We have a few fairy tales, I guess they're more like fables, but yeah, I know what a fairy tale is.
What kind of fairy tales have you heard?
Well, there's the fairy tale of the Little Red Riding Hood. There's the tale of the Hare and the Tortoise. And she looks you up and down, Mustard Seed.
He just stares unblinkingly.
What else? There was this one fairy tale about a toy that came alive, but I'd never really paid much attention to that one.
I kick Isaac's shin and make him pay attention to the conversation.
This is
yes, fairy tales. I mean,
Do you know that one?
it's. I think I remember something called. Fuck, what was his name? Sorry, looking up something real fast.
Pinocchio.
No, not Pinocchio. It did start with a P, but I don't think it was Pinocchio. Something about a master
Mentio.
Something about a master craft wizard. But I think it was more
Legally blonde.
I think it was more of a master craftsman, like local, like legends.
Cobbler?
Legend?
It's hard to
yeah.
say.
This is Perry speaking, right?
Isaac.
This is
actually.
Isaac speaking.
Oh, Isaac. Yeah. Isaac. I put a hand on his shoulder. Isaac, that's a medical case, I'm afraid. The soul that was trapped inside the puppet, bestowed by a god, by a woodcutter man. Yeah, that's just a factual thing that happened, I'm afraid.
But I'm sure a legend could spring out of it.
Well, yes, time goes on, facts become myths, and myths become legend. But that one's it's pretty recent. Last
Yes.
100 years.
Well, Irina, the reason I asked this is because I'm sure you've heard some that are, well, very dark and foreboding, so to speak. Stories of people who lose their identities, who transform into little wooden figures. Some turn into plants. The most beautiful forms of sheer terror, so to speak. I once met a fae who had taken a poor hapless wanderer's name in the Feywild, and I watched that adventurer slowly begin to lose themselves and their sanity over time. And I was so curious as a young fae, and so I asked them, what is even the point? This man is merely but a lost wanderer who had stumbled into the Paywild by accident. They mean no harm to anybody, and all they wish is to just go home and live their normal lives, and yet here they are, literally making them go insane. And so I asked what was even the point of that. And do you know what answer I got?
Because they could.
I got no answer. They didn't even know. And then, as I grew up, I saw more and more of this senseless, mean-spirited thing that you mortals call whimsy. And so I came to my own conclusion. I came to the conclusion that the Fae are merely doing this out of their baser instincts. And if they are doing this out of their baser instincts, then they are no different than the beasts I hunt. They are less than sentient beings, whose sole purpose is to stow chaos, for they are nothing but beings of chaos. And so I left because I did not want to associate myself with them.
I
Well
suppose
then.
I can relate to that a bit.
You can? How?
Well, when your entire village is filled with vampire spawn and Strahd worshippers, you tend to isolate yourself. I am born and raised here in
Hmm.
Barovia.
So I left, and I found myself the darkest forest I could. It was definitely a nice change of.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
Yes. Testing 1, 2, 3.
we clear?
I mean, you're coming through clear on my end.
Right?
Oh, God damn it!
Great.
Why is it always? Why does it always happen?
Hello.
Hi.
There you are.
I think it's just Discord being stupid.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but you interrupted me in the middle of it, and it sounded like, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I think it's the delay.
All
right.
The delay.
All right, I'm just gonna keep going because you can hear me just fine on your end.
Yes.
So I went ahead and left, and found the darkest forest I could. It was a nice change of color, considering everything in the Feywild is nothing but bright sun and bright colors, so black and brown is a nice contrast. And in that forest, I felt quiet and solitude for the first time. You would be surprised how impossible it is to find any quiet spot in the Feywild, and so I found peace. Or at least, I had peace until I was taken from there.
Well, I hope that you eventually all can return home. I wouldn't mind being able to see the outside world at least just once, but I don't think I would want to leave Barovia forever. As harsh as it is, it's still my home.
You won't want to leave it in the hands of a tyrant.
Absolutely not. But I don't know if he can even be killed. We've all seen what he's capable of.
But
Rest
he bleeds.
assured, I. Go ahead.
He bleeds, does he not?
I've heard that he's once died before and he came back.
Well,
we'll
then
do it
that
again.
means he can die.
Oh.
Right,
And rest assured, while I live and breathe here, I will find a way to find it. After all, I made him an offer, he refused, and now he will have to suffer the consequences.
I suppose.
I mouthed to Irina. Fairy logic, pointing to him.
Yes.
And
but
when
love-
his empire comes crumbling down, I will make it absolutely clear that it was all his fault.
Guilt.
everyone gives a solid nod. It's like, yeah, we're all on the same page. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
All right. Next time we see him, we're gonna jump his ass.
But enough about me. What about the rest of you? As I look over to Johnny, Beloved, and Chemu.
Right. Beloved with a 4 in perception. It's misty out. Unfortunately.
That's okay. She was just trying to, keep an eye out while everyone else is talking.
Yeah.
What about you, Johnny? I heard that you were a hunter of sorts, so you must have traveled all over the place.
Find things, kill things. How much to it?
Well, what was the biggest...
He is a man of few words.
It's fair. What was the biggest thing you've killed?
He kind of thinks for like a bit. I mean, most things aren't so much big as they are tough. Turns out manifesting evil and danger doesn't really come out too much size-wise. If anything, the worst thing I thought was it's about to look like a horde of locusts. Damn nightmare.
Oh.
I've been getting shells out for weeks.
Well, right. As you guys are traveling, it's surprisingly calm.
Yes.
Oh, yes?
No, keep going.
But eventually, after you get about a mile away from Valaki, you all feel it. Kind of like stepping through a cold spot in a room.
A touch?
As you have exited the hollowed grounds that was covered by Valaki. Because hollowed grounds goes out to a whole ass mile.
Ah.
Which covers the entire village and then some, because it's a radius.
Hell yeah.
But stepping out from it and into the cold mist, there's once again you are surrounded by the uncomfortable thick fog that basically chokes the life out of these lands, and you are left to follow the road. I would like everybody to give me perception checks and then a stealth check.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Alright. Is this road in fact yellow bricks?
No,
Unfortunately, we're not that lucky.
it's dirt. Dirt and mud.
Wow. Oh, mud bricks.
Not even bricks, just the mud.
Oh.
With mud made into bricks. Mud bricks. Oh!
Okay. Oh, poor beloved.
She'll roll pretty good.
How did Beloved roll more stealth than me?
Luck,
She's been
baby.
diligent.
Because
See, they're looking for adventure ride.
That's the
Puts-
best Family Guy joke.
She puts her veil over her face like, no one will see me.
I am the night.
She covers her eyes so that if she can't see them, no one can see her.
I am the night.
okay.
Is that Vampire Hunter? No, it's just a bride. Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Masquerades as a vampire hunter. Ah!
Okay. Stealth checks are good. And with perception, Dr. Pepper, as everybody is currently making their way through, you notice some shadows in the mist. You hear horseback riding, kind of circling around, and the distant calls of different men.
Huh.
Small torches are glinting off into the distance as you hear almost a search party going about. With your stealth rolls and with Mustard Seed's ranger stuff going into play, you guys
True.
you guys are effectively hidden. How would you like to proceed?
Can I chuck my cats at them?
You can command your flock of familiars to investigate.
Yeah.
By the way, Reed, since you weren't here, the familiars are Sphinx cats, so they're the hairless ones.
Wonderful.
They were trying to comfort Izek.
Pride is the word.
You got on the card. But yeah, okay, I whisper to my familiars. Psst, psst, psst. They get it.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea of like how spread out these people are, or is there like how close to us they are?
It's a little hard to tell. With the perception checks given, really only Dr. Pepper and I believe, let's see, someone else rolled really high. Mustard Seed with your 22, and Johnny.
I have a
with-
23 perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the three of you are able to.
Got a 17 though.
Yeah, but it's the mist is really thick. The DC was 20.
Can they
Oh.
see us?
You rolled high enough for your stealth as a group check to not be spotted.
Yay.
You can tell that there is roughly between 6 to 9 individuals. It's hard to tell from this distance.
All right.
Pardon me.
I
You're
wanted
mostly
to
counting
try
the
and cast.
yeah. You're mostly counting the torch lights in the distance.
All right. I wanted to quietly cast a spell, and then split away from the carriage a little bit and see if I can do like a little bit of scouting without being spotted.
Alrighty. You're currently
So
in
you with the
stealth.
cats.
What?
You can go with the cats that Dr. Pepper's sending off.
Yeah,
You
but they
ride
can't.
it.
They can't do this.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Well, for the rest of us, just so everyone knows, we have some people that might be following us. That might be best to huddle down by a tree for a minute until we can assess if these are murder search party people.
All right. With your detect evil and good, Shem, you do not sense any particularly evil near you. At least not within 30 feet of
Okay.
you.
I would mostly just hoping to get close enough to one of the figures to see if it pings my nasty sense, and if I can get a decent approximation if they are human.
Right.
Because if they show up as undead, I know to leave them alone. But
So, as you and the cats stealth your way through, I'll roll for cat stealth. They have an advantage because you missed. Are you sending one or all three, Dr. Pepper?
All three.
Okay. Well, two of them kind of suck ass because they're doing that 3 a.m. cat meow the entire time. One of them,
Banging pots and pans.
but it turns out they're acting as distractions, as one of them gets a natural 20. I'm just gonna say that Shem's riding cat back on that one. Eventually, Dr. Pepper, you can use your familiars to see through their eyes if you choose to.
All right, then I will.
All right.
Well, no, we got our. Well, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
All right. You go blind and deaf, as your actual body cannot see around it, as you see through the eyes of one of your familiars. Eventually, you get close enough to the point where you start to hear out some of the words that are being shouted and seeing slightly through the mist as the torchlight illuminates their figure. There's one particular man on horseback as he's calling out to the others. A group of other rather leathery and like scrappy looking gentlemen. You are able to immediately identify that these are Vistani of sorts. Shem, with your detect evil and good, you do not sense any. You do not sense any of the listed monster types. But eventually, you do manage to hear.
okay.
Yeah, you hear one of them start to speak up and say, Erigol, I checked over to the south. There's no word. Well, then keep searching to the north.
What?
One of them called them Erigal. Arrigal.
Erigal.
Spelled like that.
And you said they're calling for someone like that, or the person saying that is called that?
That was the person. They referred to that person on the horseback.
Gotcha.
Keep searching around.
I'm not gonna stick.
Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna stick around too long. I mostly wanted to make sure that these weren't like anything that seemed undead or more evil than normal.
Yeah. Now they
I
seem.
can probably leave the cat to do the scouting.
Yeah. These seem to be just normal Vistani. I mean, as normal as Vistani can be.
But are they looking for this guy, or they're answering to him?
They're answering to him. As
Alright.
he's currently leading a search party of sorts. Dr. Pepper, you'll be able to see that they are indeed armed, and there's at least 3 on horseback.
And Asani are our enemy?
Mix.
They're usually working for Strahd,
Oh.
but for the most part, they're not like, his minions. They're just, oh yeah, that's the boss.
He pays
They're-
them.
Yes.
Okay. And so can I control my cats at all?
You can give them commands,
cats.
All right. Scratch the leader in the face.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, just Sphinx cat comes out of the mist like an arrow to your face.
Cat scare.
Technically, familiars can't use
Go
the
to
attack
backpack.
action, but I'll allow it. Shem, as you fly back to the group to confirm that hey, there's no undead thralls here. Dr. Pepper, you order your cat to basically run up and give him the scratch.
We can split the horses.
Let's see. Cat stats are not very good. They do have a claw attack. It goes up, gives a hiss, and the man goes, "Bloody hell! Demons! Fiends!" As he takes his horse and promptly slams down on to the poor cat before it can get an attack off.
Yeah.
It rolled a 2, unfortunately. In a puff of smoke, your cat is gone. And a lot of the Vistani in the area have now rallied and regrouped.
You sound like someone's like skipping a bunch.
Why does it do... It did this last year too, and I'm real pissed.
It's the ghost.
Now you're sticking.
It's the curse of Strahd.
Alright. The cat got squished by the horse. It didn't...
No! Go on.
Yeah. The Vistani have all gathered around because they realize that, oh hey, someone is attacking us. We need to be careful.
Got 2 more.
I'm doing squish now. I feel bad.
Dang it. So
It's a familiar. It's not a real animal.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll have them run. Have them like
You can have them pop back up.
I'm spooked. I'll just have them scurry around past them and run in the opposite direction that is where we are.
Okay.
yeah. So I would have been heading back to
Mhm.
I would have been heading back to base at this point, and so when the cat attacked the rider, I think Shem would go into the branches of the trees, get an aerial view and stay as out of sight as possible and see what in the hell's going on.
Okay. Shem, give me a stealth check.
Sounds cool.
All right. Let me see here. Core. Stealth. Oh, it was so good, and then it rolled over to a 7.
17.
It's still pretty good.
as you fly up into a branch, you watch over as this group of 9 Vistani, all armed with short swords, and 3 of them are currently on horseback. They begin to circle around and keep eye out. They're making active checks. Thankfully, because you're hidden by the mist, they cannot get a sight on you because of how tiny you are.
It's a little high.
That being said, you realize that Dr. Pepper's familiar seemed to have spooked them and got poofed. Dr. Pepper, do you still intend to have your other 2 cats lead them away?
Yeah, just have them lead them away. Cause I don't like what's good that's gonna happen if we interact with them at this point. I don't think it's pleasant.
Yeah, you do realize that Irina is very wary of any Vistani.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a. Let's see. I'm gonna say give it. Roll me intimidation or persuasion to try and coax these guys to chase after the cats.
Let's see. Persuasion. Perception. Persuasion.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how fair. Okay. One of them shouts out, "Look, more of those disgusting fiends!" As he points up to one of the Sphinx cats. It hisses and hurls up starts to ring up its back. You see the folds.
Hiss! I say hiss!
Oh God,
I knew
it's
Jesse would
hideous!
get that.
Kill it! And they all draw their swords and they begin chasing after the cats. But thankfully, cats are stupidly fast. Like seriously, they're
slippery.
I think they're almost as fast as actual horses, stat-wise.
Yep.
Fuck, seriously?
Yeah. As they begin to race off in a direction, you're saying you sent them the opposite direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, would you guys want to fight them?
No.
Not really.
This is the bride, I know what you feel, but it seems the group is against it.
All right. With that in mind, they begin chasing after the cats, seeing them as a threat. And slowly but surely, you hear less and less of their horseback, and the torches in the distance begin to glow ever dimmer. And you have avoided this encounter.
Yay! I have a question above table to ask something.
Yes.
Oh my.
I've been using this spell for Irina's benefit for a while, but it backfired against me last time when she got kidnapped and I couldn't even use my own magic to find her.
Yeah.
But I noticed the targets can be a place or an object no larger than 10 feet in any direction. Can this wagon count as one of those two?
I will say it will use darkness rules, so yes.
Alright, then I'd say to give us a little bit of extra protection, I use that on our traveling mobile.
Traveling thingamajigger.
Once
Yeah.
again, Burn, you feel something crawling across your back. As let me just tick that up for pissing Strahd off once again. I mean, at this point,
I survived.
you guys
It's
have,
really funny that he's like looking.
yeah,
Go on,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no, it's you guys are actually getting pretty high on the oh shit meter.
Ah, shit.
So
I
we're
mean,
at 3 stars.
We're all-
Beloved will be very happy to find out that Strahd is coming within hitting distance again.
But I imagine he's probably getting really pissed. It's like this one little other wizard, because Strahd's also a wizard, is just constantly jamming the signal.
Oops, all wizards.
It's very much like he wants to video chat with Irina, but you keep on like disconnecting the call.
He's sending donations, but whenever he sends a donation, she's talking to someone else in chat.
Exactly. You're basically just massively cock blocking him this entire time.
But yay, cool. We feel a little bit more at ease.
Very much. At this point, it's basically impossible for you guys to be detected because not only is your, stealth being like amplified by mustard seed, but now you can't be scryed on. So tough shit, Strahd. Kick rocks.
What the fuck? So this just it makes it really good because like even when he does like detect her again when the spell wears off, he has to like adjust to find her again. Or adjust his forces to go find her.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Gray, I realize that this is kind of metagaming, but Beloved would actually really super want to find what they're looking for because I read the book.
Yeah.
So, is there any way to make it plausible that she would be curious about what they're looking for?
I will.
Like what Strahd's looking for, or what we're
No, what the Velaki are looking for.
or the Vistani.
The Vistani, sorry.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
I'll say roll a survival check because they seem to be hunting something as well.
Okay.
I'll say
Is
you'll
it
have
for a
advantage
good deal?
because you're used to a manhunt.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Oh man!
She's even got red hair for it.
There we go.
Oh.
Guidance. I don't have guidance. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, worth a shot.
I mean, we could
Let me
all
roll.
keep an eye out too.
Yeah, let me roll because I'm gonna roll for luck to see what the DC should be. So I'll even do it on the screen. So, right, 1d20 luck check.
Oh yeah, it really doesn't want you doing that.
Ah,
Wow.
sorry. I'm sorry, Reed.
Can I use one of my portents to make that a 2?
I mean, if you want to use it.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean-
so, I'm gonna say that Beloved just has a really bad feeling all of a sudden. Like, there's definitely this sense of she's nervous. Something's wrong here.
Yeah, you do.
And
you with Dr. Pepper relaying what was happening, you hear that they were searching for someone with a bit of urgency to it.
yeah, she just starts like getting up and pacing around like a nervous horse.
Everything all right?
Okay, where are we on the map? Can you ping?
You guys
Uh,
are about right here before the bridge.
Okay. Um. Oof. Yeah. She just something is wrong here, and she just keeps pacing around.
Okay.
Can I roll like an insight to pick up on what she's throwing down and make a look for myself?
Yes, please.
What is the? You mentioned the region. Would I be able to check anything like history-wise if I know anything specific about this region that we should be worried about?
I mean, you can.
Because I've got my phone a friend set to history, so I've got a local spirit with me.
Okay. Yeah. Give a history check and see what you can figure out.
Okay.
Oh, Burn, you can sense that Beloved just her barbarian instincts are going wild. Like something is very, very wrong here.
Like a trap or
No, like wrong with a capital W. She doesn't think that they're searching for us. She thinks they're searching for something that's really important that has to be found, like, now.
Mama bear instincts
Oh.
activate.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I was thinking because I'm not in the car with them. I was hovering near the search party. So, as I said, I've got my phone a friend set to history, so I've got a local spirit with me that knows the history of the area. So I was mostly curious. Did I pick anything up with like the guy's name or what what in this area they may be searching for if it's not us?
I'll say with an 18, with you're basically connected to the spirits, feeding you information and a little bit of history of this place. You know that. Let's say it's an 18. What am I allowed to get
Yeah,
away
this
with?
is what I'm referring to as phone a friend.
Whispers of the Dead. Okay, I'm gonna roll another luck check to see if you get anything substantial. Okay.
Two.
Okay.
I didn't have to use my port after all.
All right. One particular spirit seems to whisper in your ear. Everyone is looking about, but you look over at Beloved, and there seems to be a spirit whispering, calling out. She's in danger. 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 Drowning. She's only a child.
Drowning?
Drowning.
Oh.
Child. Tell me about child drowning.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah,
what the
I think
spirits
that would
say.
be worth mentioning to the group. I will flip back into the car as quick as possible and relay the message that the spirits say a child is drowning.
Oh.
Beloved kind of whirls to start actually paying attention to what's being said again. Like, sorry, what?
Is there a river near here?
Yeah, I'll just
There is a river that leads
immediately
up.
start.
Yeah, there's a river that leads directly up to North Zarovich, Lake Zarovich.
Okay.
So the water flows this way. Yes?
Yes.
Is it showing on my end? Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Well, I don't know about you, gents, but I feel awfully sour if a dead child were to pop up on the river.
I care not for children. But this is an innocent after all. If it cannot be helped, then I suppose I'll have to go along with whatever your wishes are.
Can I cast?
Can you what?
I'm gonna think about something real quick. So I have like a spell to like pinpoint so we don't like have to scour a whole river. How far does that go?
How do you know it's a river?
I mean, are there any other water sources nearby?
You think he fell in a well?
Be true.
Lakes, ponds.
Oh, there's like garbage up here.
Hey, Pepper, can you summon a border collie familiar?
A border collie?
I mean, there's a big ass lake right here.
That's true. Yeah. Oh. Ah.
All
I
right.
suppose.
Sensing that they need to stay together, the cart kind of tries its best to follow Beloved as she goes along the riverbed.
Oh, like she went.
She's just gone, so we're gonna try and help her.
Yep. Shamu's taking the aerial route. He's sort of circling above, trying to get a lay of the land.
Alright, then I would like to. How far does this go out? I would like to cast Detect Thoughts to see if I can maybe ping, someone drowning.
Thoughts of someone who's like, ah, God, if only I had some very dry potato chips.
Soak up all this water. Just to help out.
Hey, I know that spell.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you have Detect Thoughts up as basically a sonar begins to go out as you keep a ping on on who is where and what.
Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean they hear thoughts within a range?
Yes, it's a
30
radius
feet.
of 30 feet.
Oh, so that
So
means you can hear our thoughts.
Well, I'm trying to block you all because I know you're here. I'm trying to listen for something unfamiliar
Alright.
Yeah.
or childlike.
So, Burn, you can roll survival
Mhm.
with advantage. I need a group survival check.
I don't have.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
good at that.
I'm not, so we'll be relying on you.
You don't have survival?
23,
I
Nope.
barely.
6.
I have a very weird build for a rogue in that most of my proficiencies are knowledge based.
Oh, that's pretty cool. 14.
So I don't have investigation, perception, or survival. Or insight, which are
Well.
the things you usually consider associated with
Roguelike.
rogues.
Can Isaac and Irina roll too?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Right. Isaac.
Every time we say Isaac, I think of that Courage the Cowardly Dog episode with the sand whale where they go, "Ick it back."
Wow. There's a pool.
Alright. This is Isaac. This is -1.
Oh, Isaac. He's just keep a lookout, buddy.
You're doing your best.
Irina does a little bit
You're
better.
doing great.
Come on, Irina.
She got double digits at least.
Periwimple, surprisingly enough, has at least a positive modifier. He jumped intelligent, not wisdom, so that's a good thing.
He's a good boy. Very good boy.
Okay. It's kind of middled results. I'll say that the kids will give advantage towards, well, I don't want to just Irina, because that's a natural 20, but, I'll say for this brevity, and they'll give it to those who, messed up the worst. So Isaac's now a 10, and, Shem, it's now a 14.
There we go.
I was about to say, maybe if you were giving out advantage, I'd take it for having my phone a friend up.
Alrighty. Alright. It takes a bit of time, but eventually you guys are basically just rushing up the riverbed until you see the lake front. And after about a good 5 minutes of travel, you manage to spot something. It is the footprint. Seems to be about the same size as maybe Freck and Myrtle. most likely a
Hey.
like a toddler, if not like adolescent.
Okay.
Get out of the
It
car.
was only a 50-year-old child.
I'm sorry.
I'll get out of the car and get to the shore to see if I can pick up anything.
Yeah, Shem will be following the footprint as soon as he sees him as well.
Okay.
He'd been outside the car the whole time, just doing aerial sweeps.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to get to a certain part of the book where I think this should be. If I can just fucking find the right page, because this is the. Oddly enough, this was not something I was fully prepared for. I was
All
prepared for
good
something
in
else.
the hood.
That's how it
Well,
goes in the D&D
Hopefully,
show.
we'll get to something else soon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you avoided that something else.
Oh,
Ah,
sorry.
I mean, that's a part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's life, baby.
God damn it, where is
that's showbiz,
this
baby.
supposed to be? Sorry. Flipping through pages.
You're fine.
The worst part is I have tabs on this, and after a year I don't know which tabs are supposed to be color coded because I didn't write it down.
Take a key.
Where are you? 'Cause I remember
The tabs I'm familiar with are very obnoxiously yellow with black font.
God, I wish there was just a ledger that tells me, hey, this is what Lake Zarovich encounters are supposed to be on. But if there is, I can't seem to find it. For God's sake. Come on.
This child's just splashing around like find the page.
Oh god.
That'll be fine.
That's just adding more to
Think
the
of
pressure.
the children.
Oh god, I'm looking
I
for a
want
book as a
to-
child is drowning. Come on, where is it? I'm so
How
sad.
could you, Gray?
I don't have this entire book memorized. I'm not
Gray
a
is
true
like
DM.
lifeguard frantically flipping through his handbook.
His handbook, yeah.
Fucking shit. Oh. God damn it.
How dare you?
I'm a hack. I'm not a true DM. I don't memorize the whole book. God. Okay. Legs there, Mitch. L. L. Come on.
No,
No, no.
My name is Miss Nesbit. If anyone gets that reference.
Toy Story, yeah.
Alright, okay. I have the description. I'm looking at it now. Fuck. God, that only took fucking forever. So sorry about that. Alright, as a lot of you are racing across the lake shore, at the foot, you see before you, nestled between the forests,
It's
is this
fine.
large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like a monstrous mirror.
Who's clicking go ahead 5 seconds?
God, Discord, I fucking sick of your bullshit, Discord. Testing. Can you guys hear me correctly, or am I skipping all over the place?
You were for a second, but you're fine.
Yeah.
Alright, TLDR. The lake is big, it's black, and it's scary. Eventually, you pull along the southern shore, and there are 3 small rowboats that you can see off in the distance. That's right
Oh.
across the shore. There is a 4th that you can see in the middle of the lake, with a fishing pole in hand. Someone out there.
Are they 30 feet from us?
For brevity's sake... Oh, no. It's pretty far out there. Not within 30
I don't
feet.
detect any. Do I
Unfortunately.
detect anything from like a drowning child or anything?
Give me... You know, fuck it, I'll give a hint. Give an Arcana to see if you can get a feel for it.
22.
Okay.
Dang. Okay.
Wizards!
Wizards! You
My
detect something.
God!
You detect something at play here. You notice something strange. Why is this man the only one out in the lake, and why the hell is he out so far out?
I mean, do you not normally do that to go fishing?
Well, why not the shoreline? Why is he going all the way out there? Especially with how dangerous it's been. There are wolves and whatnot out and about.
Suspicious.
Shem, because you can fly, you can very easily get over there if you wish.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd necessarily looking at the fishermen. I was mostly doing like a fighter sweep of the water to see if I saw anything like that would be like a kid drowning, because that was what we originally headed out there for. But
Yeah.
if something about this guy trips my BS meter, I may investigate him as well.
Will trip mine, so.
Yeah, okay. I will. If nothing else, I'll fly close enough to the fisherman that I can get an idea if he's also part of the search party.
All right. Give me an insight as you hover nearby silently.
Okay.
23.
23.
Dang.
While Shem is flying over, are the rest of you grabbing a boat and getting out there?
Sure.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, Beloved would probably just dive into the water, but like, if someone goes, "Hey, this will be faster."
Yeah, and then you can dive in once we get there.
Right, yeah.
Group athletics to anyone who wants to row.
Row, fight the power.
I'm not good at that, but I will try anyway.
A, I'm not in the boat. B, I don't think I
Yeah,
can
no.
ignore.
12. And Barbarian. Athletics.
There's only a room for
Oh,
5 people on the actual boat, so it seems as though
I'll probably tell Irina that the cart is still under the effects of the spell if she
Yeah.
wants to remain here.
easy
And is it
enough.
probably going to remain with her and is it remain with her anyway, so.
Yeah. With Beloved and Johnny doing most of the work, you set up an easy pace as you're able to somewhat keep up with Shem, although he's a rogue and he can fly, so he's got the advantage. With that 23 insight, Shem, you notice something strange about this man. This scraggly-looking fisherman, but you notice something strange. His fishing line, there's no line. He's just holding a stick.
Would we have been within 10 minutes of the initial meeting of the search party?
For everybody's sake, yes.
Okay. I should still have my good and evil sense up. So, does this guy give me any undead nonsense vibes?
Let me check. He seems to be normally human.
Okay.
However, let me just double check. Detect good and evil one more time. Detect good and evil. Detect evil. No detection. You are undead within their. No, if a creature is placed. Place an object within 30 feet of you. Okay, so you can set magically constant. Effectively, you can sense if something's been affected by certain things. Like
But not like the exact nature of it.
not the exact nature. You do sense the magical effect of undead, but not undead itself.
Hmm.
All right. I'm gonna float back to our wizard boy because I think he would know what to do with this information. So I'll be like, so this guy up there does not appear to be undead, but I'm getting a very nasty necro sense off him.
Would I know? That'd be like it's necromancy that's affecting him, or like a
Some sort of
necromancy, a necrotic thing has affected him.
Something undead
he's
is
got this
affecting
vague aura of undead nonsense, but
Something
he's not
undead is
undead himself.
okay. Something undead has affected him. I'm like, maybe he's been charmed by a vampire. Did he notice you?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I was kind of being stealthy. I didn't like speak to the guy.
Was he paying attention to anything?
Yeah, after
What I have
about
noticed?
after about a minute, as you guys are nearly to him, you all watch as this man stand up throughout the boat, reach over to a burlap sack, and toss it overboard. Sploosh.
Beloved dives into the water.
Ah!
Okay, beloved, give me
Rocky
an
Joe.
athletics check.
I'm gonna float over there too, and I'm gonna try something on the bag
Mm-hmm.
All right.
because this is giving me very bad kitten in a burlap sack vibe. So
It's fair.
I'm just going to do a quick little see if I can stabilize whatever's in it. I know it won't stop it from drowning, but
All right, I won't bullshit you. You just met the DC in order to get to her in time. 15 was the DC.
Wow.
Purina One.
Oh, god damn it.
We switched and
YouTube,
wow.
stop
I
putting
know it's proven
ads in
natural
my crap.
nutrition Is helping support
I put it on loop specifically to avoid that.
What did Gray say?
He got ads.
Yeah, he said YouTube stopped putting ads, but it went ads.
God,
Yeah, cool.
I have no
Well,
idea
made the
how
dive.
yeah, I have no idea how you guys sound or how I sound on your end, but it sounds like it's muddled.
Sounds
really.
hilarious.
Well, I'm glad it's
It goes in and out.
well, I'm glad it's at least entertaining. Anyway, with the music now properly up, immediately, beloved, you dive into the water. Everyone kind of restables on the boat, and it takes a solid, like, it's getting close. You see that burlap sack, it sinks down like a rock, and you have to dive extremely quickly. And for a brief moment, you think that it's gonna sink too far. Your lungs begin to cramp up a little bit. But just in the nick of time, you manage to grab the string that connects the burlap sack, and you quickly rise back up to the surface, holding whatever was in this sack above the water as you kind of float on your back. You hear murmuring and coughing inside of it as well.
What's the old man doing?
He is kind of comatose. He's just kind of
But still
blankly.
just-
He's blankly staring off into the middle distance.
I look to Johnny and Mustard say, like, hey, can one of you, like, pinprick him with something to wake him up?
Yeah, I pull out one of my arrows and I sort of like give him a poke on the shoulder with the arrowhead.
All right.
Nothing to like pierce the skin, but let it know, hey, something shark is threatening to like prick you.
Or at least do like 1 damage to him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, can she
Alright.
be pulling her into our boat too?
Alrighty. Beloved, you quickly manage to swim back to the shore, and Shem, with your spare the dying taking in effect, you're making sure whoever is inside the sack is, at the very least, breathing. Meanwhile, as the rest of you board this other fisherman's boat, kind of slap some sense back into him. You hit him. Let's see. Does he respond? You stab him briefly. There's not much response. There's a slow trickle of blood as that arrowhead cuts through the skin just deep enough. But his eyes, they seem
Well, he's out of it.
sunken eyes. He's just staring off at his pole, which again has no line.
Can I roll Arcana to see what's probably affecting him?
Go ahead, since you're up close now.
25. Wizards!
This man, he seems to have been hit with a certain suggestion spell.
Ooh.
And the suggestion only ends when that deed is done, or
Eventually, you do notice that, hey, the light's kind of coming back to his eye, but there wasn't much to begin with. As he says,
The fish are not really biting today, are they?
No, not quite. Not especially with the bait you just tried to use.
I was hoping. I was told the lucky bait, it'd make the fish bite more.
So is he still out of it?
he kind of seems like he's always out of it. Like, he doesn't even realize that he just tossed a
Oh.
shot. Speaking of which, sorry, my voice is kind of... One sec. Sorry.
You're fine.
I'm having a lot of dry coughs lately. Anyway, he doesn't... As Beloved finally gets back onto the boat, she just rips it off. There is a bound and gagged little girl, pale white skin, black hair. Very clearly has clothes that look like Vistani. This old fisherman kind of glances over towards her and just kind of peers back over the water and says,
Fish, they ain't biting much today, are they?
No. Let's leave him. He's already a lost cause.
Beloved wants to sink his boat.
He was not in his right mind. Nor did I think he was ever there to begin with, but something was controlling him.
She's not going to insist on it, though she does kind of threaten him with devotion. She's more concerned with, getting the kid back to breathing properly.
Let's say it was just we all just get back in our boat and leave him.
Once the kid starts coming to and is more or less calmed down, I will ask her, do you know a guy named Aragal?
Yeah. She's crying and sobbing, just scared kid that was almost drowned. I'm not going.
Yep.
I'm not gonna role play that out because I doubt they would come through clearly anyway.
Eh. But yeah, I said.
She thanks you all, and she spits over towards that man. She tries her best to calm down. But once again, that man simply says,
The fish are not biting much today, are they?
I'll just leave him like one ration as we get on our boat and leave.
Beloved, I'll let you roll this. Roll a D100.
Okay. And 100.
18. And D100. You watch, slowly but surely, the fog begins to creep across the lake. And as you guys start rowing back, his boat is consumed by the fog. You don't know what happens to him afterwards.
He ends up in Lobos somehow.
No.
Oh,
No.
God.
No.
He fishes up an irradiated fish.
But yeah. The little girl eventually, after he finally stops crying, you manage to get your word in with her, Shem. And she says, that sounds, Ergal, that's my uncle.
You know where we can find him?
He's usually by the camp. It's just outside of Valaki. I was so scared. She kind of shivers as she's still cold from the water. You all saved me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I could get in contact with him if you all want that.
Yes.
Are you asking us or her?
Yeah.
She says, yes. Please, I just want to go home.
You're welcome.
Well,
I'm certain that
the wagon's getting a little cramped. Let's get her back to her family as opposed to.
I was gonna say just that.
Yeah, it's a real quick detour. It doesn't take long for you guys to get back to shore, get back to the wagon, and then back onto the road. She will give directions on where to go.
Okay.
She'll say, I'm certain I should introduce you to my father. I'm certain he'll give you guys a reward.
Will he?
Well,
Insight check.
you saved me, so I imagine he would.
That's true.
Yeah, if
He
you
will
want
give
to.
you money, which can be exchanged for goods and services.
If she's fairly lucid, I may ask her about things such as, you're with Donnie, aren't you? Are you with, or is your family or camp involved in Strahd at all?
Oh, yeah, well, our Uncle Aragal, I know he's very, well, she seems a little hesitant to, talk, spill the tea about her uncle. I won't speak for him. He's got his own motives. Father, well, I think we all
Don't
just
worry. He can't hear us in here. Mhm.
I think I've heard that a lot of us we're kind of all over the place. Some are kind of not everyone's united though. I heard that Madame Eva, she's somewhere still here in Barovia. I heard that she's not exactly a big fan of the big guy. Dad and Uncle Ergo, they're maybe a little bit too chummy with the idea of being on his side. He tells us that it's so that we can survive. We get treated well. We don't get attacked. We get to go and go as we please. An old debt, I think, is what Dad said. Simply making good on it. She looks over towards Irina and she's keeping quiet, but watching the child. This still showing concern, like, okay, child is no longer drowning, but Vistani should keep head down.
Yeah.
I don't expect to find anything, but does the child make any reaction towards seeing Irina?
No.
Okay.
Cool.
It's another long-lost sibling of Irina.
No.
Well, I mean, if Vistani are looking for Irina, maybe the girl had heard that there was like a manhunt for someone that looked like Irina, and so
Yeah.
there was the possibility that there may be some recognition there, in which case
Yeah.
we'd be in for shit. But
I mean,
I didn't think
she's a child.
This
She wouldn't
kid
be.
just
She's a child. She wouldn't be a part of the manhunt. So.
Yeah,
this
I didn't think
child
she'd be
just
part of the manhunt, but like, if there was a lot of talk around town about it, she, you know, just like kind of like the kids seeing a boogeyman. If she'd heard a lot of stories about someone that looked like this and saw someone that looked like all the stories, she may be apprehensive. So I was just trying to get a vibe check off her.
she pass or fail.
Well, I can roll an insight if you want, but it sounded like the girl wasn't giving like any sort of reaction to Irina other than just she would any other person. So
Yeah. I mean, her she's got commoner stats, and like your passive would be enough for this. She's mature for her age, but at the same time, she's still a child. Like, they wear their hearts on their sleeves. It takes a little bit of time, but after that
Still there, Gray?
Yep. God damn it. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I can still hear you guys. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh boy, you were way back there then. If you just heard that.
God, I'm so sick of Discord being such shit. Anyway, testing 1 2 3.
We can hear you.
All right. It takes only a little bit of time, but eventually she does manage to redirect you guys back to the outskirts of Valaki. Very quickly, there are several people still searching throughout the mist as they come across your wagon. The little girl, her name, I didn't actually introduce her. I need to give her name. She introduced herself. God damn it! Why didn't I write it down? Fuck.
I've just been referring to our little Latin boy in drag.
What?
Little Latin boy in drag, why are you crying?
It's a too
Arabella.
long foo bit.
Her name is
Arabella.
Arabella. She
Cool.
yeah. We're probably gonna wrap up soon because this connection is bullshit. But
Okay. Yeah.
she up on front, and very quickly, as several people begin to swarm and around the wagon, she shouts out to them, says, I'm here! Tell Father I'm okay!" The Vistani very quickly go to reach for her, and she jumps out the wagon. Several of them begin asking her questions of what the hell happened. And she was basically, like, literally kidnapped in a burlap sack by old Bluto, the old fisherman who works on the lake up north. Many of them are confused and disturbed by by what happened, but they're simply overjoyed that she is okay.
Yeah.
Gonna fast forward a little bit as several of them begin sending out word, and very shortly after, another man, short black hair, or well, straggly hair, and a very thick beard, begins to drunkenly stumble outward, like almost falling off his horse, as he cries out for Annabella, and she quickly reaches to his arms. They have their mother-daughter moment as he is overjoyed to see his daughter.
Does he look like he was drinking in sorrow, or like he just is an alcoholic?
Maybe both. He was probably really worried because his daughter is missing and he does not know where she is.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure Irina doesn't get seen.
Oh, yeah. No, she's thoroughly hidden in the back, and Izik is basically double bodyguarding right now.
Body blocking.
Yeah.
Think big, Izik. Poof.
I'm gonna basically not really pull Burn aside because I can't physically do that, but I'm gonna float up behind him and like kind of. This felt like not just a threat, but like this felt personal, right? This guy seems to be the leader of this group, and his daughter goes missing by someone who has
It was enchanted.
undead influence on him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they did something to piss off the big man?
I suppose it's possible. Why don't we find out?
All right.
As I step forward to hopefully speak, I'm sure our beloved's there too, because she wants to make sure the girl's alright.
Yeah, she's just hovering nearby, but she hasn't got many comforting skills.
Yeah.
She's been looking through her inventory, like to give her something, like a blanket, or she's got weapons. She's got weapons. She's got weapons. She's got wood, weapons. Yeah.
It's like you are from Spy X Family. But yeah, I'll go up and speak to them. We discovered her by the lake, or rather, in the lake. There was an old fisherman who was being controlled by, I assume, a vampire to kidnap and kill this girl.
As you say that, several of them get scowls across their faces, several of which murmur and whisper to each other. Go ahead, and whoever wants to, roll a perception check.
Perception.
Perception and not insight?
It's over here.
Can I roll insight instead?
I mean,
okay.
either one. If you want to roll insight, I'll allow it. You'll just get a different result.
I'm better at insight anyway, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or for me, I'm in my bed.
It's okay.
For mustard seed.
Okay. I'll roll for you so you don't have to get out of bed.
Oh.
Alright.
Love it. got a nat 20.
Yeah.
Mustard seed.
Shem isn't exactly visible right now. He's keeping the lowest profile possible and sort of sticking to the shadows.
Yeah.
Oh, another. Okay, so both Mustard Seed and Beloved rolled a natural 20.
Damn.
Beloved, you overhear the whispers as your honed hearing is picking up stuff through your rage. Same with Mustard Seed with those big old honking ears. Many of them are whispering, "Do you think this vampire? Why would it be vampire? We've done nothing to warrant this. Do you think it's a straggler? Do you think maybe some are getting braver? Maybe. After what happened to Velaki, that's possible. Should we handle this? Yes, let's handle this." Now, how much of that actually came through?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
All of it.
Okay, good. With an insight burn, with a 14, you get the feeling that many of them are eager for a fight, and 100% they're gonna find that fisherman and they're gonna kill him.
Meh.
We left the fisherman in the middle of the lake. I don't think he was of sound mind even before this. The mist overtook him soon after.
More grumbling and whatnot. The look on the father's face kind of softens a little bit. Thank you for saving my daughter. I am Luvash. I am one of the elders of our little encampment. My brother is most likely off somewhere searching. Someone send word to Aragol. Say that my little girl is safe. I cannot express my thanks enough to you lot. Please, I must reward you all for your efforts. You saved my daughter. That's the least I could do. Fellow travelers like yourselves.
To who? What, like ourselves?
Fellow travelers like ourselves.
I gotcha.
Alrighty. Let's see. He takes a. It doesn't take long, but kind of on the outskirts of their camp, there's this huge decked-out wagon. One of them. The man grabs a key, opens up the wagon. Here are a couple of security pins tumbling around. He goes in and he's going to go grab some stuff. Let's see.
Hooray!
Following items. Okay, I'm gonna see. Let's see. Does it say how much he gives you? Or do I just get free reign to give this out? I'm gonna roll 2d6. Okay. He comes back out with a treasure chest.
Oh, nice.
A wooden treasure chest that he puts down in front of you guys and says, "Oh, the gold in the world would not matter to me if I were to lose my daughter. I was going to use this as a reward for anyone who would manage to find her, so it rightfully belongs to you. And you now have 1,200 gold coins, Barovian coins.
Holy shit!
Nice.
1,000 what, sorry?
1,200.
Okay. So who should be in charge of holding the gold? And it can't be Periwinkle's uncle.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't need to know about this. He's probably scowling at the wagon right now.
You can give it to Mustard Seed. He doesn't really care about money. So there's no reason for him to hoard it.
This is true. We can split it up after we get going again.
Exactly. He
I'll
won't
just-
be tempted because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I'll just write this down as like party loot.
Yeah, go ahead and write all this stuff too.
All right. He also hands you one other thing. He manages.
One of what? Sorry.
He also pulls out another.
He said one other thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Go on.
He pulls out a bunch of a wooden box containing about 12 gourds inside. He says, these used to be more potent, but they're still useful. We often sell these to travelers on our way. But if you simply add a little bit of this should reawaken some of its dormant magic. And he is going to give you 12 potions of greater healing.
Oh!
Goodly moodly.
He
That's not a small number.
And because you got this because you saved his daughter, he's gonna tell you actually how to use these instead of giving you fake potions. Basically, he's like, add a little bit, just a pinch of this stuff into it and mix it and then drink it. So instead of 12 fake, you now have 12 greater healing potions. He also says, we've been using these as a,
Damn.
we've been also selling these as a bit of a snake. Don't tell anyone, but we've been selling these as,
yeah. What?
we've been selling these as snake oil for a while, actually. Don't tell anyone about this. Saying that it would protect you against the fog. It really doesn't. They're just healing potions. So if anyone else is telling that lie, maybe don't buy it. Kind of sheepishly smiles at that a little bit.
It'll be our secret.
Thank you all again for saving my daughter. Come, everyone, let us celebrate.
Noted.
As he shouts out to the others, as they, some of them give it a cheer, the others kind of slink off, grabbing a couple of horses, swords on their backs. Maybe give it a little pit stop somewhere.
I did not hear any of that.
Fuck.
I got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Is he giving us an escort, or is he inviting us to drink, or...
He's inviting you guys to drink if you want, or if you want to progress, an escort to where you need to go.
Let's go
Okay.
with the escort. We are in a bit of a hurry.
Use the Target app to shop and automatically earn
To the farm, to the vineyard.
I will say that Beloved stops and gives them like 5 rations of wolf steaks because, it's a party and she wants to make sure the kid is fed.
They're gonna go bad otherwise.
Okay. Alright. You have gained favor from the, fuck. Vistani. You've gained favor from the Vistani. They will not hound you in the future, because of this.
Hey! Hell yeah.
And that's one more pissed off
Vistani will
point for
remember this.
Strahd.
Well, we're out of the wagon, so everyone just look in a general direction and flip the bird. You'll see it.
We just keep winning.
But yeah.
Suck it. Wait, no, don't suck it.
Very quickly, with your aided escort and new treasures in tow, what would have been a very long trek is now expedited even more, as they show you a little shortcut. Instead of traveling all the way over to here, yeah, ping it. You make a little. There's a slight shortcut they show over here. Kind of
Nice.
cutting between some road right here. They mark it.
And it's even faster than that, cause me.
Yeah.
Yee.
As you're traveling, one of them actually says, "Yes, a while ago there was this weird trail, kind of like split right through like a solid flat surface all the way up here. We use it out from time to time to get to places faster."
Like something really big just flattened all these trees and such.
Aye, yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Goes out all the way towards that old ruined city.
Something crashed into it or came from it.
More like something smoothed it out.
Because my first thought, like above table, is like a meteor strike or something.
Yeah, you notice that
Was
there's this just. Oh, crap.
Go on.
Sorry, YouTube's acting weird again. That it's literally just flat. Like someone paved the road, but only using the dirt, and it's just flat. A perfect square that kind of cuts through the trees too, only with the occasional branch drooping down.
That doesn't look natural.
Anyway, we use this to get places faster. With that in mind, it doesn't take too long until eventually the Vistani escort says, "All right, well, this is about as far as we go. We've got a few drinks that we got to get back to, so happy trails to the lot of you." And with that, they
Have a safe trip back.
And with that, they travel backwards. Irina finally pops her head out and says, "Well, that was productive."
Somehow, yes.
All in a day's work.
Alright.
So what was the name of that rogue Vistani lady that they mentioned? That they think may have angered Strahd?
Madam Ava. Or Eva.
Is that someone we've met, or is that someone we should bookmark as a potential ally?
We've
yes,
met her.
actually.
You haven't, I think.
Yeah, she was the first person that we actually met who kind of initiated us into this adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's one of my favorite NPCs.
Neat.
From when I played Ravenloft back in 3.5.
Right.
Which I
You know?
technically. Anyways, yes, farm.
As you
Vineyard.
guys are furthering along the way, it's about noon at this point.
Damn.
And you're starting to realize
morning.
that it's starting to rain a little bit.
Ugh.
At about half a mile, the road begins to get a little muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads towards... Oh, wait, no, that's a different stuff. A light drizzle begins to fall. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, kind of scattered across all over the place, which skirts the north of the sprawling vineyard, before bending south towards a stately building pretty big. And kind of would feel back at home as maybe one of the Burgermeisters or even the Watcher's house.
Oh.
The fog takes a ghostly form as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there, you see rope-handed half barrels used for hauling grapes, but they've been scattered and slightly damaged as they scatter about. North of the trail is a large standing tree. Additionally, you see a man in the distance. He's currently wearing a very dark cloak and a cowl standing on the edge of the tree, and he seems to be beckoning it for you guys to come nearby.
Inside check.
Go ahead.
This place is
Well.
fairly close to the town we were just in, right?
It's right here, and Velaki is up here. So
Would
I mean,
Ithic
this
have any
venue-
sway with these people?
yeah, this is the venue that we were sent to investigate.
Yeah, but would Ithic have any clout here? Because they may not know he's no longer captain of the guard.
He didn't really have any clout apart from being just a bully, so...
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't captain of the guard. He was just a bodyguard, I think.
Okay.
Just real quick, I'm probably gonna head off to go to sleep. So someone fill me in on the details.
Okay, we're
I
almost
think we're
about to
stopping from the sound of
finish.
it.
We're gonna close off once we get to like a stopping point real soon, so it's okay.
Well, either way, just fill me in on the details later.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
cool.
Eventually, as a lot of you are making your way, with the 12 insight, you get a feeling it's most likely someone nearby. Maybe with a 12 at that distance, it's hard to say, but they haven't attacked you yet, so that's a good sign.
I should probably join in the insight, if you don't mind.
If you want. Nope.
Oh, never mind. I rolled a 4. And that's one of my specialties. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, as you guys draw nearer,
Oh.
Beloved, you can sense with a 22 in survival, you see a lot of feathers around. You're chirping and fluttering.
Oh, she wasn't even looking for those. She was just trying to find grapes to eat.
You look around, and many of the vines that kind of clutter about, they look pitiful. These are not grapes; these are raisins that have been withered and untended for a while.
This is the angriest she's ever been.
Yeah, you don't get grapes. You get
Really?
yeah.
No.
This is not by a long shot, but
But yeah, the man calls out once again and says, "Hail! I take it that you are, by chance, from Velaki." Discord, please work with me.
yes. Erwin sent us.
Thank goodness my son.
What his name? Yes, Erwin.
Yes. Oh, thank goodness that good for nothing layabout. Finally sending someone out here. Says as the man approaches slightly more, but he reveals his face as he says, "I am Davian Martikov. I'm the head of this family and the owner of this vineyard. As kind of slowly, one by one, kind of peering out from behind the tree, are about 4 other people who quickly kind of huddle under the tree for like to keep out of the rain as well, while also staying kind of stealthy. If my son has sent you, then are you by chance here to help? Wow, Discord is really being shitty right now. My God, come on, Discord.
Yes, he sent us to help. Mostly because he wasn't getting any shipments.
I see. Well, there's not going to be any shipments for a long time as we are right now. We are, unfortunately, being sieged. As he points over towards the mist and looks over the scattered remains of what was once a very productive vineyard.
By what?
We have a handful of assaults that have come across us, but right now, I believe it's perhaps our past is kind of catching up with us. Our ally, an ally of a family, they needed help, and we granted them, regifted a gift that they once gifted us a long time ago. Unfortunately, it drawed a little bit of ire on us. And some corrupted druids have seemed to have taken a liking to settling the score.
Ah.
Funny, she doesn't look Druish.
That was a stretch.
That was a movie quote.
Additionally, we also have the ire of an old hag. One that we have eluded for a long time, but she seems to have gotten the upper hand on us.
Beloved kind of perks up the word hag because she thinks it's the night hag that they attacked at the old mill. So
Yeah.
she kind of holds up devotion, like as an, oh, hey, I have a problem solver for that.
He looks you up and down as he says, "You are no ordinary travelers. You are adventurers, I see."
I suppose that's the closest term for us, yes.
Tell me, are you perhaps interested in helping an old man reclaim his home?
I mean, we came all this way.
Very well. I hope you lot are up for a fight. There's a lot of them in there. As he looks towards the house, and I think that'll be a good time to stop it.
Stop for now.
Yeah. Hopefully next week I'll have a better reception.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, well. But hey, we're back.
Hey!
And yeah, a little more heavy on the roleplay aspect, but it was mostly just a chill session, just ease back into it, see where we are, and get things started.
Yeah.
I was honest during the exposition at the beginning where everyone's talking about their backstory. I was honestly waiting for John/Mustard Seed to start shit with my guy again, but he didn't.
Well, there's still plenty of time, don't worry.
Yeah.
He's gonna. I mean,
I'm gonna head off.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you for showing up.
It's kind of.
No problem. Night.
Night.
Yeah, it's kind of Shem's thing that he's not going he's either not going to tell you about his backstory, or if he does tell you anything, you can pretty much assume it's not true.
Yeah.
Or if it is true, it'll be presented as a lie. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think
Delightful.
I think last year, he and Shem kind of started to bond over Fey fuckery. At least I think I
Maybe.
remember.
Like it or not.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm
that
gonna
was
end the
honestly
record-
because of what he did last time. I was expecting him to start more shit than before because he had that weird scene where he's like, "Well, if I'm gonna be a Fey, I'm gonna be the Feyest Fey ever,"
Yeah.
and Shem just kind of rolling his eyes at that because he has the exact opposite take on all of this, which
Yeah.
is
Anyway,
Alright.
gonna stop the recording. Bye, YouTube.
right on.
Bye.
Out.